How are
I'm
you
excited to hear.
doing?
I'm doing great. Just still in disbelief on how well things are going, and just really, really grateful for all the support, especially from El Paso.
So, my first question is just how are you feeling after your Hollywood Week performance?
Just incredibly lucky. I mean, I was everyone that asks me about it, I tell them, and they might say, "Oh, I couldn't notice," but I was really, really terrified up there. I remember being on stage and not being able to feel my legs at all. Like as soon as I stepped on there, said my name, started
Oh my
playing,
gosh.
something took over me. Like my legs weren't there, my breath, like I couldn't breathe. It was the scariest moment
Oh,
of my life, and I've told people it unironically is the most difficult part of the show so far, and I know there's further rounds and people might think, doesn't it get more difficult? Actually, no. It felt like a gauntlet in that moment because it's 100 something people trying to be put down into just 30. So everyone around me is just
wow.
like, how are the judges going to make up their minds? I mean, this is just such a crazy group of talented people, and um, it was just a whirlwind of emotions, that
I
whole time,
bet.
me thinking, was that enough to make it? But it paid off.
It evidently was. Congrats.
Congratulations. So, you talk about this is seems like a very competitive space to be in. Tell us a little bit about the performance in terms of preparation. Like what were your steps into, first practicing and then to the moment you were on stage?
Yeah, so we were given a very limited rehearsal time because, I mean, there's a lot of people there, and most people have never performed with a big, huge band on in a Nashville auditorium before. I don't know about y'all, but I've never done that. I'm not gonna lie, I had a lot of trouble figuring out and kind of navigating how to do that because in my rehearsal it was loud. I mean, I couldn't really hear myself singing.
Oh gosh.
The guys behind me were it was a very overpowering sound. I had to eventually get like earplugs to bring with me on stage, but and I'm gonna say I don't think it was perfect, but I think it was honest. I think it showed emotion, it showed vulnerability, and most importantly, it connected with the audience. And I think that's all you really need as a performer because I will say I was really nervous at times where it prevented me to hit notes and hit runs that I wanted to do. I was really scared, but I just tried to be my full authentic self, and thank God it worked out.
When you're done with your performance and you're looking out into the audience and everyone's like riled up clapping, how does that feel?
I remember being completely overwhelmed with emotion in that moment because I mean, up until that point, I was again terrified. My rehearsal wasn't the best, and that's all I expected it. That's really the only thing I had to, base that off of. I was like, this is not going to go very well. I've never performed with a huge band in an auditorium, but
Wow.
um, with their reaction, I remember just hearing them and seeing all their faces and all those smiles and just
Aw.
like I said, feeling very seen and understood in that moment for the message that I was trying to put out. So I was incredibly grateful for that audience.
Nice.
Nice.
And kind of segueing off that question, have you gotten any feedback that has like really impacted you, really stuck with you, whether it was from judges, fans, someone who just discovered you, etc.?
Yeah, so I remember, Luke told me, and he noticed, and I noticed too, when I first sang that first line, I wasn't expecting the audience to make any noise, and I remember just singing "Turn Down the Light" and then just hearing a roar, and it completely caught me off guard, and I had the biggest smile on my face that I couldn't bring myself to properly sing the next line. And I remember Luke said that he was like, "Well, in the I don't know how it came out on TV, but I remember being there, and he said." I know when you sang that first line and you saw those people, or you heard those people cheering for you, it kind of threw you off. You got to get more. You got to get used to that. You got to get used to that kind of reaction to your performances, and that meant the world to me because I was like, oh, that's
Yeah.
very nice to hear from someone like Luke Bryan. But I'm gonna try to take that advice and just try my best to maintain my composure a little better, and not doubt myself so much with what I can do and what I'm capable of because I was doubting myself a lot in that moment because I mean it was really scary, but I'm gonna try
Yeah.
my best to just stay a little more composed and grounded on the next stages that I find myself in.
What do you feel like you have to say to El Paso after your Hollywood round in Nashville? Like, are there any lessons you've learned that you could pass down to the community here?
Really, just it's as simple as me learning to be myself. being my authentic, honest self no matter what. And it's hard because you're surrounded by so much talent. It's really hard not to compare yourself. It's really hard not to be like, how do I fix my voice? How do I fix my performance so I could sound more like this guy or that girl? But you got to remember, and what I've learned, or what a lot of contestants have learned, is that everyone's unique and great in their own way. And the judges see what the judges see. We can't really guess or make assumptions on what they like and what they don't. So what I had to do was just tell myself, stop comparing yourself. Don't worry about anyone else. Just be yourself. Be your honest, authentic self, even if it's not perfect, because it doesn't have to be perfect. And my performance wasn't. Like, I messed up a couple of times. I know some people might not see that or might not hear that, but I did. But it still worked out because I was trying my absolute hardest to just be Julián in that moment. And so I just hope that some people, a lot of us struggle with that. So I hope some people can see that and realize that that's where your power comes from. That's where strength comes from. That's where you can really differentiate yourself from people by just being you. Don't try to put up a facade. Don't try to be someone you're not. Be your full authentic self, and good things will happen.
You talk about authenticity, and sometimes authenticity could be kind of nerve-wracking. So do you have any tips or tricks or advice you do to kind of calm the nerves that you use yourself or you could kind of pass on to other people?
Honestly, I just say this. I think worrying about what other people think is not a good enough excuse to not do something. I think it's really hard, especially at this age, and we don't live in the nicest world that's very kind to expression and creativity, and even trying, for that matter. But I'm just specifically talking at my age, But you'd be amazed that you got to remember the people that in your life, they love you for who you are, And if you're not being yourself, the people that are looking for you, how are they going to find you? The people that are meant to be in your life that will love you for who you are, they're not going to be able to find you if you're not being yourself. So all I would say is that being yourself leads to a lot of good things in life, and it leads to you finding the right people.
What are you excited about? What are your next steps? What are you looking forward to?
I'm really looking forward to people tuning in for this next episode. I hope people are going to be excited to hear that it's not going to be a cover. It's going to be another original that I'm really excited to perform that hopefully people can connect with. And I want to tell people every song that I choose or I try to do in this competition is with intention. And I will, every opportunity that I get to talk about a song choice or to talk about the backstory and why I chose it and connect it to a bigger message, I will do that. That's my goal on this show. It's not for me. It's for everyone that's backing me. It's for everyone supporting me. And the stories that I've read, the messages that I've received, I have no choice but to kind of feel this different responsibility about this and pushing this message out for people that really don't have a voice for it.
Very nice.
Nice.
Well, thank you so much, Julián. We really appreciate the time. We know how busy you are, but we'll definitely be watching.
Thank you.
Yeah,
it's exciting.
It's really exciting. And know that, again, the city's rooting for you. We're going to be real happy to share some of, what we were able to get from you today in terms of this journey. So, again, huge congrats.
Thank you so
keep
much.
reaching for the stars. We know you are.
Thank you.
Our pleasure. Thank you.